Now, adjusting white balance in Adobe Camera Raw is about the easiest thing there is, and the way you do that is to come up to this area up here and pick the white balance tool. It's an eyedropper icon. Click on it and then find a gray area to click on to do automatic white balance. Now notice here the RGB values as they exist on this image are skewed to the blues, which is visually obvious. And then of course when you look at the values you can see the same thing. If we just click on a gray area, and believe me, it's easy to find a gray area in this image, because this is mist, after all, in the Valley of Yosemite National Park. So we click on it and we can see the obvious result, nice clean whites and blacks. And of course the RGB values up here reflect the same thing. But visually it's not giving us the same dramatic impact as that if it had just a little bit of blue in there, just to kind of give it that mystic, almost dark look to it. So we're going to put a little bit of that blue back in there. Now, what about this image up here, the portrait of Sarah? I don't have any areas to click on. Maybe this area right here. Let's try it and see what happens. It's a little bit too warm. This area up here, that's an improvement, but I think we probably need to do this manually. So what we'll do is come in and grab the temperature slider and come up until we just like it, until it meets our satisfaction. And let's give a little bit of a skosh to the tint and see if that helps any, which it really doesn't, so we're going to leave that the way it is. And then we can also come up, and since I know this was shot in the shade, I can try an automated shade value and see what that looks like. And I think that's just a bit too warm. Let's try cloudy. And that's still just got a blue tint to it. See what daylight does. I think it's going to be, yeah, pretty bluish. And we look at auto, that's even worse. So we can go through each of these and the fluorescence is going to be completely unusable. You can already tell that. How about flash? Sometimes that makes for good results. But if we go custom, the way we had it, make the adjustment manually, I think it's going to work. And then we boost the saturation just a bit. Maybe just a tiny bit of clarity. And there you have white balance. Very, very easy thing to adjust in Camera Raw 7.